Hello, everyone. So, episode 6 of And Just Like That begins with Carrie standing in an open apartment with one of the most breathtaking views I have ever seen in my life. It was so gorgeous. It's like, is this CGI or what? And my only criticism of the apartment that Carrie was looking at is that it's too white, it's too sterile looking, it feels like a museum, and it's not cozy like you would want your home to be. Meanwhile, Carrie is in this apartment dressed like a horse girl. All of her clothes, they have extra material for her frame. They aren't her size. They're literally the cloth, the material is just like swallowing her in her pants, and then her jacket. Everything is sized way too big for Carrie. So the people behind this show, they are fully committed to trolling us. I just wish that I respected it. And I wish that they took their salaries and donated them to people in need, because the costume department, if that's the right term for the people who dress Carrie, they shouldn't be paid. I hope that they volunteered, because if they didn't, they dress her like they're volunteers from off the street who do not have any eyesight. So Carrie, we see her at home in her apartment, and she suddenly blurts out, "This isn't healthy." There's no explanation for her saying that. What isn't healthy, bitch? Was she tripping balls? Was she thinking too much about big? Was she thinking about how she had to move out the apartment? What isn't healthy? Why are we not given any context? We've watched this show from long ago, and it's come back in a disaster iteration. Do we not deserve things to take place in this series that make sense? Apparently not. So, Charlotte's daughter, Lily, tells her that the dolls that Charlotte has are culturally insensitive, which I had already mentioned, and Miranda tells her professor that she doesn't have to listen to Fertile Myrtle talk at dinner. She could just keep interrupting her. And I actually love this advice, but what I didn't love is that Miranda's professor, Naya, keeps bumping into the bitch randomly and then pouring her heart out to her. Why? I want some realism in my shows. What the fuck? Again, though, I did love that Miranda was like, just interrupt her. Because it was like, it's super basic advice, but it's kind of like, that's what Fertile Myrtle deserved. So Carrie gets sad when she discovers Big's records when she's in the storage unit, and as someone said, this storage unit doesn't look like a storage unit. It has everything that like a house has, but that's right on theme with the show. Nothing's supposed to make any sense ever. And I appreciate the moments when Carrie is grieving, considering that she's handled her husband's sudden death like a canceled dinner. But therein lies the problem. In some way, Carrie is either joking about Big's death or flipping out about something like a cracked frame. It's bullshit, because the writers should have had an episode where Carrie is grieving like she was when she didn't get married in the first movie, or better yet, never show us Big's death. Just have Carrie mention that he passed years ago in the very first episode of And Just Like That, so that we could see that she's in a new so that we can see that she's single and dating, because this is not what grief looks like. Clearly, not a single person on staff, and if they had anybody that they consulted with, nobody lost anyone, because they would understand that it's insulting to see someone go through have their partner die in their arms and then be completely chill about it. The disrespect, right? The disrespect. So Carrie's apartment, she bought it. She bought that super sterile place, white ass place. It's too modern. She can't stop hearing a beeping sound. If this isn't the worst rich girl problem, then I don't know what is. Like, it was so unnecessary. Your husband dies, you buy this place, something's beeping. We don't care. It has nothing to do with anything. And so then Carrie decides to sell her apartment that she just bought. And Seema says, we could just sell it. Like, she literally acted like Seema said they could just sell it like it's a pair of jeans. So Miranda is seen masturbating with a vibrator in her room, in her bed, and she orgasms while talking to her son, Brady. This was supposed to be funny. And I just want to remind y'all that Cynthia Nixon, the woman who plays Miranda, she directed this episode. So she definitely believed in this scene. And every single mother that I've seen comment about this scene says that no mother would ever be able to climax if their son interrupted them while they were using their fucking vibrator. So thank you to the writers for this bullshit. We don't ever need to see Miranda orgasm again. Honestly, there are many women who struggle to orgasm. So why doesn't this wannabe all-inclusive show feature women who can't just rub one out while speaking to their son, or orgasm from a finger while leaning back on a stove? If you guys are so concerned with, representing everyone, why do you have a mother orgasming while speaking to her son? Okay. This show is designed to make women hate themselves. It's beyond obvious. Carrie accompanies Anthony to a plastic surgery appointment that was set with his partner before he left. The partner left, but the character actually passed away. And then a hot young plastic surgeon tries to talk to Carrie about getting a facelift. Not only does he talk to Carrie about possibly getting a face and neck lift, but he does a whole what's the right word? I don't want to say, I want to say simulation. But he basically shows her what she would look like if she got all of the work that he suggested done. And he's like, 15 years can be gone. And that's not how plastic surgery works. So the face of the woman in the picture does not look like Carrie. That woman looks hotter than Carrie. And not only that, but when women get like that dramatic work done on that scale, they look worse often. So I don't like this shining endorsement that the show gave us for plastic surgery. I don't like that the physician felt that she needed it when she wasn't there seeking a consultation. All of it was so incredibly sexist. Because you want to know the really, really sexist comment that the doctor made that I just, when I heard it, the doctor literally said, quote, "Unfortunately, Mother Nature and Instagram are much harder on women," end quote. What is this show, y'all? What is this show? Let me tell you something, doctor. You're saying that, unfortunately, Mother Nature is much harder on women? Full stop, bitch. Have you heard of balding? Have you heard of what happens to men as early as when they're in their teens? It's called balding, bitch. And it happens to 2/3 of men. So how the hell is aging harder on women if we got all these men out here on the streets with their follicles on the fucking floor? Actually, they're not on the floor, but you know what I mean. With their follicles gone from their fucking scalp. If Mother Nature and aging is harder on women, tell that to all the bald ass motherfuckers out here. And I can't stand how many men try to hold on to their fucking hair. I shouldn't be seeing freaking islands and shit shaped, on your fucking head, because that's the only hair that's left. That shit looks like a fucking island that I should be visiting on vacation, because it's all misshapen and shit. People be doing the craziest shit with their fucking strands, and that's why every time I see a guy with a strong hairline, I compliment him. I'm like, your hairline is good, it's strong. So how dare you say aging is harder on women than it is on men? Get the fuck out of here. And what was so troubling, as for me too, as a viewer watching this, I don't need a young, hot ass motherfucker checking me and telling me I need to get a new face, a new neck, and Mother Nature fuck me over. Are you kidding me? That is so belittling. So belittling. This show will not allow us to have nice things. It won't allow us to feel good. I don't worry about like aging. You know what I'm saying? Because I got melanin keeping me straight, keeping it tight. But everybody else is probably sitting there like, fuck. Maybe I need to, get my face chopped up. Okay. That was the rant on that. Sorry if you were like, bitch, shut the fuck up. So back, the elderly seniors, the AARP bitches are at lunch in the park, and Miranda tells Charlotte that she hooked up with Che, and Charlotte had no idea, even though they are all best friends. And when Charlotte is surprised about it, Miranda's upset that Charlotte is surprised. Why wouldn't she be surprised? And then Carrie, being the bitch that she is, says that her husband died and this is not a big deal. And it's like, okay, Carrie, you really didn't act like that when you spoke to Miranda about hooking up with Che. You didn't tell Miranda it wasn't a big deal. So then Charlotte says that she had a sex dream about Che after the comedy concert. And so I'm sorry, skipped over my notes a little bit. Charlotte is furious to find out that Miranda didn't just have a dream, she actually made it her reality. And Miranda defends her actions, and she says, quote, "It is not an affair, it was a finger. So, end quote. Please help me." Writers, please help me. Because first and foremost, I am with Miranda on this. It was a finger. And by a finger, I mean, I don't think a finger is sex. I'm sorry. I don't think it's sex. I'm sorry. I don't think fingering is fucking. I don't think it's intercourse. Secondly, Miranda, you're a fucking bitch. So I have to say that. You are in an affair, or you're in something that you're desperately trying to make a full-on affair and a full-on relationship. It's a lot more than a finger to you. You fantasize about the finger. Thirdly, why was it one finger? Or third, why the fuck was it one fucking finger? And why are you reducing it to just a finger? You guys kissed too, and it was I'm not throwing my life away over a finger. What was it? Did they have sex or not? Because what? Why did they have to tell us it was a finger? We know she got fingered, and I don't think Che used only one digit. Oh, I'm lost. So then Charlotte actually calls it binary sex because this isn't real life and nobody would fucking say that. Oh, this wannabe woke show, it drains me so much. Miranda says, it was the most alive I've felt in years. Bitch, go get new sex toys. I promise you they could do more than one fucking finger. So Miranda is upset that Charlotte is not on board with her finger/affair situation, and she walks off. And we're then all punished by being able to see Miranda's outfit from head to toe. Flannel on top of checkered, whatever. I don't know what was going on. Can't really remember it, obviously, by my description, but it was bad. It was bad. The fashion is really, really, really terrible in this series. So Miranda, based upon how you dress, this is why Che isn't trying to date you. Okay? So then Rock gets a haircut and covers up the word rose that's painted on their wall. And Miranda DMs Che saying, hey, it's Rambo. Because Che did tell Miranda to DM her. She had her finger in her, but she couldn't give her number. So she was like, DM me. And Miranda DMs her like, hey, it's Rambo. And says something like, can I take you out sometime? Or can we meet up or something? And like, what is going on? Okay. All right. That was episode 6. Oh my God. You know, I will be discussing Chanda. I need to remember the name I gave these two. I will be discussing Chanda more, my thoughts on Chanda in my next episode, which is episode 7. I did discuss my thoughts on the finger, or how Miranda described it. I will be tapping on that a little bit more too in episode 7. So hopefully you guys could just listen to all of these recaps back to back. So it's kind of like I did an hour plus or an hour, because I appreciate your patience. And I'm glad I'm just doing these one after the other and not making this a bigger deal than it is and stressing myself out. And no, we're not going that route. This show is a disaster. So I'm doing my best to just give my little 2 cents on it. And thank you for listening, because I feel like you gotta feel me if you're listening to this, because universally nobody likes these episodes of the show of And Just Like That. And so it's like, if you hear what people say, you know, we're talking shit. All right, let me go ahead and record episode 7, and then I will listen to all of these, and I think I will just drop all of them tomorrow. I think that makes the most sense. I'll drop all of my recaps for 4, 5, 6, and 7. I won't be able to. Hopefully I could do episode 8 tomorrow, but I think I'll just drop them all, like I said, so you could just listen to them one back to back to back, and it'll be like at least an hour. I know I like my podcast kind of lengthy, and I assume that you do too.